Hello friend, welcome back to Toyota Maintenance YouTube channel. Here you can see in my shop today 2010 Toyota Prius. This one has 135,000 miles. I first saw it a couple months ago when the owner paid me for the detailed inspection. So they finally came back for a bunch of services. And one of them I would love to show you because I don't think I ever filmed front brake job on the Prius. And one of the reasons will be they don't ever need to change the brake pads. This one it's 10 years old, 135,000 miles, and I guarantee if the people were using this vehicle correctly, these are original brake pads. I think there is that green color on it, so there will be originally. It's absolutely normal because when you use it correctly, you are touching the brake pedal lightly, unless you really are in emergency or some sudden braking. You are using that hybrid system as a brake. These are two stages. First, when you tap the brake pedal lightly, you are using that. Only when you really hump on it, then you are also using the brakes. So it's very, very normal that you will see Priuses with original brake pads 130, 140, 150,000 miles. That's absolutely possible. So I'm glad I have a time today. Let's go and do that front brake job. In order to not get in your view, I will be getting in some kind of weird positions here, but I normally start with removing this caliper, and that's helped with two 14mm bolts. After removing carefully that caliper, despite the fact it's very light, you should never hang it on that rubber brake line. So we discussed it many times. The correct procedure is to hang it somehow up there to figure out what is the correct position. Excellent. Now I can remove the whole assembly, or I can pop out those brake pads. Doesn't really matter. That's on everybody's choice. See that green color? That shows me absolutely clearly that they are still original brake pads from the factory. To continue, you are dealing with two 17mm bolts, which are always very tight. Did you hear that? Even the sound of it. So I recommend you definitely use your half drive big ratchet or breaker bar to loosen these. And this whole part is removed. Now you can see that beautiful original brake rotor. It is definitely OEM, and if you clean this area, you can see the minimum thickness for reusing it is 22mm. I can see clearly that it's way bigger, but just to satisfy everybody, my digital caliper lost the battery, but I can see right here this is 25mm. So thickness of it, it's perfect. Of course, the part of this brake job is in my shop resurfacing the rotors. So now I need to remove it, but believe it or not, it was never removed. So it's rusted to the hub. You can see, you will not take it off. Don't you use some big hammer to try to bang it off, because you will damage the back surface. This is the way how you remove it. You use two bolts. We already made a video about these, so if you are interested buying the same ones, just look it up on this channel. I already know it's a socket 12. Hopefully this will work. And I will use those to push the rotor away from that hub. We might hear some pop, we will see. Is it still recording? Yeah. So, did you hear that? The pop, that's when the rust broke. And you will see, I will be able. Oh yeah, here we go. I removed the both bolts. This one has, there was probably rust in that thread hole. Normally it's easy to move them, but yeah, it's off, and we can continue and head towards to the brake light. In order to have it perfect, I will use first my special tool, and I will grind this, sand it off, also this slip and everything to absolute perfection, that when I put it on the brake light, it's perfect and a little speck of rust doesn't make some kind of wobble or something. I do this outside, so I will just show you. This is what I do. It creates a lot of dust, I don't want to be breathing it, so I will go outside, perfectly clean that rust off from this surface, this one and these ones, and only after that we will put it on the brake light. I have removed the rust outside, but this is a teeny tiny baby rotor, and even the second smallest adapters are still too big. So the internal we have to put down. This will be a good fit. The cone is probably good. Let me see. Voila! Now it's sitting, and now I can actually use the big one, because the manual says use always the biggest one available for the diameter. Here we get it ready, and you will see how we will clean the brake rotor. And we should be able to resurface those areas so they will look like they are brand new. Now I will turn my attention to that hub, which we knew is rusty, and I will try to make these surfaces as perfect as possible. And we are talking about a very thin layer of that. This is where it was stuck to each other. You might be one of the people who puts a little bit of anti-seize on the threads, like I am. Not much, just again, make it easy. Some people don't like it, that it will affect torquing it. I rather put anti-seize and know that I will be always able to remove the lug nuts later. In order to make space in this caliper for the new thicker brake pads, we have to push this piston back into the caliper. You can buy a very inexpensive tool like that. You will use the old pad here and push it in. Very recently in different video we discussed that before you push that piston in, you should make absolutely sure in the engine bay that we will not overflow the brake fluid in the master cylinder. Let's go look on that area. So I lower the vehicle. Here is our brake master reservoir. It's almost touching max. What do you say? Do I have to remove some fluid to be safe? Or I can just leave it, and then when I push both pistons on this side and the other side, it will be still just slightly above the max. Well, let's see, let's try to push one in and we will see how much the level will raise. What will be different on this one? So here I come with that old pad. I will place it against that piston in the caliper. Here is the tool. It's awkward because I'm trying again. I don't have a space for myself. I'm making space for the camera so you can guys see it. And you carefully, slowly start pushing it in. I hope that makes sense to everybody who's watching. You can see the principle, understand the principle. How is this rotor looking? I did very careful cut on it. I don't like to do some drastic meat remover, if I can call it that way, and we can see this is still untouched. It was lower than that center, untouched and so on. Definitely I will put it on the second cut. And what about our fluid level? So as you can see, it moved very slightly. This is a very large container, master cylinder, and I can see even if I don't remove any of this fluid, evacuate a little bit of it, I'm safe doing this piston, which is done already, and doing the other wheel. For those who are not happy with this answer, I will place the red here to not spill this brake fluid all over everything, and I will use this syringe and evacuate a little bit of that brake fluid, put it slightly below max, because I will be pushing the other piston maybe a tiny bit back. And now when I push the other one, it will actually raise up and it will go all the way to the max. And you will put this in your recycling. Now let's go look on these brake pads. This is the number for them. And I'm surprised that they don't come with those anti-rattle, anti-squeak shims. So basically what you see here, you have to transfer those from the previous pads. It's an extra step to make everything quiet and not squeaking in the future. So I will see where it will be the best. And it's a thin layer of this. You don't want to put too much of it, because it will at the end be squeezed out. And you are basically just transferring this hardware on the new brake pads. And this part I need to use the steel brush to clean these areas so the new pads can be sliding. And I better check these sliding pins, floating pins. And these are pretty tight and they need a new grease. It's this. And you have to make sure they are really nicely and easily moving. And this one was there for 10 years and the grease was kind of dried up. Now I like it. Now it's moving. So boom, you put that dust cap. This one is really hard, so this is really important. Without that whole caliper will be not floating correctly, and basically one pad will be wearing faster. I normally do this on top of the garbage can, but this is idea. If there's no rust, just clean those. You see how shiny perfectly. Those pads will be traveling on it with ease. I have beautiful, shiny like new rotor. So I'm ready to start installing everything back. Because I cleaned everything here. You can see it's nice and loose. and it keeps falling off. This is ready to install too. So these are these 17mm bolts, you remember, they were super tight on the back. I don't have a torque spec for it, sorry, but definitely pull on that ratchet pretty hard, because you don't want either of them to get loose. This is really important. It's the brakes. Yeah, that should be it. And the last lubricating area with that grease, very small amounts. You don't want that get on the surface of the brake pads. Just here for that perfect sliding. It's the same that black one CRC we were just using. This is the piston. So piston is on the back. Same happens with the front one, the loop, and installing in. Now I can grab my entire caliper. The piston is in. It should fit over nicely over this brand new thick brake pads. I have these two 14mm bolts, so I will match them and torque them. You remember these were not so tight, are smaller. Again, I don't know what's the torque, I don't have it available here, but I will not use that humongous, ginormous ratchet, because I don't want to over torque it or strip it. So I'm grabbing smaller ratchet with that 14mm, and that's how I will torque it. I will do it tight, but these are not so heavy duty bolts like these 17mm. So definitely for a safety tight. You don't want it again to fall off, but don't overdo it. Of course, this is always done on both sides. So I'm moving on the other side. We'll continue immediately. Grab the rotor, resurface, do the same thing. When you do your brake jobs, be safe, be careful. We push the pistons in. That means when you get in the vehicle, don't just start it up, try to drive forward, backwards. You will step on the brake, it will not work. You have to first pump these pistons back to the brake pads so they start engaging and the brakes can work. So this happened to the people in the past, they are in a hurry. Be careful with that. First pump it up, and you feel that it's the good action of brake pedal, only then start up and start moving, go for test drive, do the braking procedure for the new rotors, new brake pads, and so on and so on. I hope you enjoy that, you find it helpful, and make sure you are subscribed. I have way more coming your way soon. Thanks for watching, and have a great day, my friend.